I'm hoping you guys can see this. Welcome to the vlog, but I'm in the middle of a creative fucking Zoom right now. I don't know the word to call it, but I'm inspired and I'm about to make shit happen. One of the big things I want to do this off season, help people join fantasy leagues, because I realize there's a huge demand. Each summer, I open up a few leagues to subscribers. I'll make a video being like, yo, we're doing a league. Myself, I'm gonna pick 11 of you guys, drop your email in the link down below or whatever, and I'll get like 300 people to sign up for that. 300 people interested in joining a fantasy football league. And I guess I'd always taken it for granted because all my friends love fantasy football and it's really easy for me to find a league, and I'm in like 7 leagues every year. A lot of people don't have the avenues to join good leagues. Thus, there's demand. You create a product and or service when you find something in demand. Right now, I am going to research some of the best Dynasty fantasy football platforms. Most of this project is going to be centered around Dynasty leagues only because it's early right now. It's February, and anyone who's looking at fantasy football stuff is probably centered around Dynasty because during the NFL draft, you start doing your rookie drafts and whatnot. So I'm researching what the best Dynasty platforms are, similar to how like Yahoo or ESPN is a season-long platform. I personally use Sleeper, I've used FleaFlicker, I've used MFL, but I actually hate them, so they're getting swiped off. So I'm gonna look up a couple of those. What I wanna do is partner with one of these brands. Be mature. I want to reach out to one of them tirelessly until they fucking get on the phone call with me, because I'm going to create a forum on my website. Anyone who is a Patreon, a patron, is going to have access to that forum. Within that forum, it's going to be everyone inside the Big Dogs community that is a Patreon that wants to join Fantasy Football League. And because I have a partnership with one of these sites, that is where you're going to create your league. So partnering with me, I'm not sure what I want in return yet. I'll have to discuss what they have available. I'm going to send anyone that signs up for a league or starts a league through the Big Dogs forum, which clearly from the demand I've gotten through these subscriber leagues throughout the summer is going to be high. So they're going to get a lot of users on their platform, and in return they'll give me something for that. The process gets a little tricky because it's manual, right? Someone writing in a forum and someone saying like, I want to start a league. So like payments, if someone wants to do a $50 league, how do we secure payments? So I'm also going to be working on getting a partnership with a website that does league payments. So there's a website called League Safe. I'm gonna find an up and coming website. I'm not gonna look for the really well-known websites because one, it's really hard to get in contact with people there and they don't give a shit about smaller brands like me. Bad business move for them, bad for business. So I want to partner with a Dynasty website. I also want to partner up with a site that holds people's money, right? So the more I can automate this process, the more like unknown factors, variables that will get into the process, the better. For the most part, people will argue just for the sake of fucking arguing. But if you tell them, if I'm saying, nope, all the leagues are on Sleeper, the arguments are dead. People really don't care that much. But if you give them the opening to argue, they will argue. So we're gonna have one site that we do our leagues on. We are going to have one way to pay. If you don't pay, we're not gonna have fucking commissioners chasing after people at the end of the season to pay. If you can't pay up front, you can't get in the league. If you don't wanna do it on that site, then you're not gonna fucking play. This is what I have going on right now. So my next steps are going to be researching the best platforms and reaching out to every contact I could possibly find. Going on LinkedIn, seeing who is the director of partnerships, who is the director of marketing at these sites. And this is a way, like I've talked about, to bring in people for a monthly subscription service. The hard part is monetizing throughout the off season. If I can bring them on as a Patreon member, which gets them access to the forum, it also gets them access to all my rankings, the weekly private live streams. So once they're in, they'll probably end up staying on. If I can get a good sizable number of people onto the Patreon platform, that will really, really help me get some steady income during the off season. So your man's is marinating right now. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock. Shooting Fade the Public podcast tonight. We also shot last night, but since I'm gonna be on vacation going to Florida this Friday, I don't have time to shoot next week, obviously. So we're shooting 2 nights in a row. Gonna send all the footage over to my editor, Scott, who is still killing this shit. And then he's gonna chop it up and we'll have all the episodes ready to go. Bike to work. update. I reached out to Sleeper's Facebook page and I just got hit back with a response from someone that works there. It says, hey Nick, I'm open to chatting. My email is, I'm going to send him over an email tonight. A step in the right direction. I have to figure out what I want on my end. I'm really against getting paid per like user that joins their platform because the only incentive I have is for selling people. So I like it to be a brand partnership. So hopefully we can get on the same page. I'm gonna see if I can get on a call with Sleeper. I'm also still going to reach out because you never know, this could fall through in 5 seconds. They could be like, you know, we're not giving you anything, but thanks.
Potential partners, I'm very transparent and candid, kind of like in how we work.
All right, so I just got off the phone with one of the Dynasty platforms. That was the one I was probably most excited about. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. I'm gonna keep reaching out to FleaFlicker, DLF, Reality Sports Online, and MFL. So I have 5 platforms that I'm gonna reach out to. I think I could probably land a partnership deal with one of them, which would be fantastic.
Both die.
Look at my frands ripping on my gear. You'd be so fucking fired if you didn't wear this. He only wore it because I told him he had to. The whole trip.
That.
The whole trip.
He's never said that.
I say it all the time. This airport's popping right now.
It's like so.
At 5 a.m.
In the worst ways.
There's a lot of character right now.
Boar's head is open. Boar's head is better than Jared. They open at 3.
They know everyone's on vacation 7 days a week, eating ice cream. It's literally 4:56 in the morning. Go shit. She's good for the brand. I might hire her.
Hi, welcome to Jimmy.
National Marg Day. We just sold out the goddamn liquor store. Shove that beef jerky in.
Great.
What the fuck? I'm gonna shove this shotgun mic up your ass. Oh man. Alright, so I'll be over here the whole time. In the office. This is dope. How much you selling for? I'm buying.
Oh, okay.
Very nice.
Oh, word. I'll take this one, right? And you guys get the beds or not? I'm all about the cheetah love sack. Oh, look at the clock. I need one of these for the HQ.
It was good. Are you all going to have breakfast? I'm okay now. I'm full. You can grab me pizza.
Oh, I forgot this.
Promises within the air, drowning in love affair. The night is young and we are young. Running to the bright lights, most nights now or never, always and forever the last day alive. The last day alive.
What's up, peoples? Day 2, Orlando. We in Daytona Beach.
In the night, we never collide. Need you even after all this time. You can't be replaced, even if I try. I'm looking at her face, but I'm seeing you. She's sleeping on your side. What can I do? We should be heart to heart. My mind is on you. I try.
Do the same thing.
Probably. Hey guys, it's Steve, your favorite vlogger, like checking in, bro. Oh, look at that Jeep.
For my income from YouTube, bro.
Your favorite vlogger checking in, bro. So I'm out on a date right now. I'm kind of nervous.
Hello there.
Another one. What's up, guys? Favorite vlogger here.
Dude, what the fuck happened?
I ate my ice cream.
My ice cream's sick.
What flavor ice cream is that?
I think vanilla.
Make it hard for me to love again. when do you end? Even if I tell myself I can, I know that I'll break before I can bend. Yeah, I'm looking at her face, but I'm seeing you. She's sleeping on your side. What can I do? We should be hard to hard. My mind is on you. I try, I really do. Every time I think I found somebody, I just wish that somebody was you. There's no way that someone else could make me ever feel the same way that you do. No one compares to you.
We done made it to Universal Studios. We got tickets to Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios. Heath is completely covered.
You guys will see my feet later. You can fry an egg on them.
Yeah, she's a lobster right now. She forgot to put sunscreen on yesterday, but today we're gonna dominate. What are these people?
Yeah, I want in. Maybe they're just groupies. First rides. This is Steve's #1 ride on. He said he's good to go home after this one.
E.T., 4 out of 10. Simpsons ride, 2.5 out of 10. Worst ride I've ever been on Universal. Kid's fucking gigantic. His head's the size of a fucking basketball. I couldn't see the screen. We just shook around. I felt like that was a ride at what's the ride from Sports World? You know what I'm talking about? You sit in the, yeah, you just, yeah. I'm out on that. I'm all out on the Simpsons.
Ride #3.
Men in Black, 5.6 out of 10. Hard 5.6.
Bullshit Harry Potter world. Harry Potter sucks. Although this is pretty gnarly. Think we can grab a drink in here? I'm all in.
Bullshit Harry Potter World ride, 6.9 out of 10. Mummy ride, 6.5 for sure. Used to think it was a goat. I went on that like 48 times when I was younger. That would have been cool if they put us in a tombstone. Put me in a coffin, then you're getting a 9.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious.
1.7.
I give it a 3.369. Damn So Fine. Need for Speed. Greater Sign. Fast and Furious.
Personnel at the attraction entrance.
Transformers ride, 7.2. A lot like the movie. Very loud. Explosives. A lot of shit going on. 7.2. That's the score.
For the view. Move your ass over. Talk about this one.
We never had a choice when we was eating lunch.
How excited do you get when you see Heath?
This is better than any ride at Universal.
Honestly,
Now we gotta decide what kind of margarita we want. Who's to blame? Uptown. Sunburnt margarita. I know which one you're getting.
That was made for me.
We going to flight school.
Always wanted to have super fun.
Whoa, kill him.
It's for my people, trying to stay alive and just stay peaceful. So hard to survive a world so lethal. Who would take a stand and be our hero? Of my people, yeah. It's for my people, trying to stay alive and just stay peaceful. So hard to survive a world so lethal. Who would take a stand and be our hero?
Now all heroes don't wear capes, and all villains don't get away. But all limits eventually fade. I don't wanna be good, nigga, I'm trying to be great. It's hard when your back's against the wall, and if you got an order, keep your feet up on the floor. So I thank the Lord when I wake up in the morning.
The grandparents' house, it's like 7 a.m. I don't want to wake them, so I'm trying to be quiet. Let me whisper in your ear. They're like one of those communities where like everything looks the same. It's fucking wild. All the houses, like the first time, when they first originally came to look at these houses, this was like not completely built yet. This was like 15 or 20 years ago. They came out on the back porch here, and a fucking alligator walked up. And for some fucking reason, they still bought the house. I'm not mad about it. Working on some things. So wanted to check in with your favorite vlogger, bro.
So I'm at my grandparents' like
community center I'll come to, like pool and exercise and like where they have the clubs and shit. So I'm here getting a good workout in. Just finished my workout. Pretty much upper body. I did all lower body yesterday and I actually got great fucking workouts in here. I've worked out a total of like 7 times in the last month, which is very unlike me. I'm usually in the gym at minimum 3 times a week. Got caught up in a lot of work this month, but it's good. It's been super relaxing here at my grandparents. Getting good exercise in, eating good, enjoying the weather, trying to get my pale ass tan. Doesn't really look like that's working too much. Oh God, I look like I'm fucking anorexic here. I'm about to hop in the steam room or the sauna, whichever one starts working first. It's a great part about these communities. They got all the fucking amenities and shit that I don't have in my gym. So we're gonna hop in the steam room, probably gonna hop in the jacuzzi room, which I have over here. Jacuzzi, steam room. Gonna grab lunch with the grandparents. It's Wednesday. I think we're going out to dinner tonight, and then I have my plane ride home tomorrow, Thursday, and then I'm gonna have to keep a close eye on the NFL Combine because I have a lot of rookie analysis coming up from Friday till like next week. So I will touch base with y'all whenever the fuck I feel like it. So the beginning of this video, the first thing I talked about was that one of my goals for this summer was to open up an avenue where people in my audience can join fantasy leagues together. That was 7 days ago that I talked about that, which will be in this same exact video, first clip. We are getting on a call in 29 minutes with the president of a company called TeamStake and the head of operations for a company called FleaFlicker. FleaFlicker is one of the 3 or 4 biggest Dynasty League platforms in fantasy football. TeamStake is probably the 2nd biggest buy-in league entry. I don't even know what you would actually call their service, but it's basically a place where someone who, you know, if you're the commissioner of a fantasy league, obviously you have to collect the money from the people in your league, whether that's like hand-to-hand, combat, Venmo, PayPal, whatever. It's kind of annoying as a commissioner keeping that in track. TeamStake is a company just like LeagueSafe where they take that part out of it. You sign your league up for that website and then everyone just pays through there. So the commissioner doesn't have to worry about payment, shit like that. So I'm getting on a 3-way call with the 2 of them. 7 days later, we're about to make this happen. There are some logistical issues in terms of API, website development, and getting on the back end of things, but that's very technical and 99.9% of you guys probably won't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I'm not gonna get into it. FleaFlicker has done this for like influencers before, but all they've done was start leagues. They have never done paid leagues, and a lot of the fantasy platforms are a little nervous to incorporate with one of these paid platforms because of just where the state of gambling is in fantasy sports legality wise. If we can do something where these 2 teams are not necessarily, these 2 companies are not actually partners, like they're not, one of them is not putting their API on another one's website, you know, they're not like technologically partnering together, it's really not a legal issue whatsoever. It's me just having to figure out what pieces of information I'm going to have to give to each side of them. So I'm about to get on the call, and like maybe it sounds easy, right? 7 days later and then it's done, but I'm gonna read to you how I got this done, right? Because it's a lot easier said than it is done, and I want to give you an idea of what the message I sent to like FleaFlicker, for instance. I'm gonna read you the message that I sent to them. Hey, my name is Nick Ercolano. I'm the creator of BDGE Fantasy Football, and I'm reaching out because I see a real partnership opportunity available between BDGE and FleaFlicker. Over the last 2 years, I've been extremely focused on building the foundation for my brand, a loyal audience on social media through fantasy football related content. My YouTube channel is over 13,000 subscribers, and the Twitter, Instagram following is around 6,000 people, including a large email list. Each summer, I open up 2 subscriber-only leagues that I play with a select few members of my audience, whom are chosen via a random raffle. Of course, I can only choose 9 to 11 people outside of myself to take part in these leagues because that's the way fantasy football is. I create a landing page for people to enter the raffle, and on average, I see between 400 to 500 entries for each subscriber-only league, which has doubled both of the years that I've done them. It tells me that there's a massive void in the marketplace for people having trouble finding leagues to join with other qualified fantasy football players. This year, I'll be shifting a lot of my focus of my content to Dynasty Fantasy Football, and I plan to give access to my audience to a private forum on my website where they can join leagues amongst themselves. The Dynasty space is completely up for grabs in terms of a mainstay platform. There are a couple platforms, including yours, that are household names for Dynasty players, and that's literally it. Most of my audience is redraft, but I get a lot of comments about Dynasty, and I'll be able to pull in a huge portion of newcomers over to the format. I use FleaFlicker for both of the Dynasty Leagues I'm currently in, and I absolutely love it. I want to make FleaFlicker the official platform that any Dynasty League created or joined by someone in my audience uses. They'll join my forum,
And when they set up leagues, it'll only go through you guys. With 100% honesty, I predict anywhere between 150 to 500 new players on your platform in the coming months just from my brand. And I'm sure you know the exponential effects of something that size in such a small time frame can have over the long run. Anyways, if you're interested in the opportunity at all, I would love to hop on a phone or video call sometime this week to discuss more. Looking forward to hearing back from you. You can email me, blah, 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 and you could find me at, and I linked my socials. So the basic format of this email, and this is good for if you guys are reaching out, because I'm always trying to give you actionable advice in my videos if you are a business owner, if you're anything. When you're reaching out to try to get something of value from somebody, you have to be straight to the point. If you need value from them, then you have to put them in a position where they don't have a lot of extra work to do. My email was laid out immediately introducing myself and saying the reason for my email. My name is Nick. I see a great partnership opportunity. Introduced myself in a little more depth, telling them why I would be valuable to them in the first place, right? My following size would obviously be an attraction for them, bringing new members onto their platform. I tell them why I think FleaFlicker, their personal brand, is perfect for me because I personally use it. I love it. There's a lot of people that don't do Dynasty yet, but they want to do Dynasty and they're in my audience, so I can cipher them over. So basically it's just introducing yourself, telling them why you're emailing them, and telling them exactly what value you can bring to them. And then at the bottom, I think this is super important, I linked every one of my social media accounts as well as gave them an email address if they need to contact me. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, website, blog, whatever, you link it there, because if you don't, you are just giving them more work. If someone reached out to me with that spiel and I was like, cool, but then I had no idea where to find them, I'm like, fuck this. This is too much work for me already. I have a lot on my plate. And these people who are higher up in the companies have a lot on their plate. You have to understand that. So when people reach out to me and they're just like, yo, can I do this or do that? I'm like, dude, are you serious right now? At least give some kind of reasoning, explanation, something for me to go off of. People that want to collaborate, it's like, okay, like, listen, I'm open to collaborating, but, and this is not a selfish thought, you need to be able to provide me with value. Let me at least look at your YouTube account or Instagram or Twitter or whatever, see if I like your style, see if I think you'd fit in with my audience. Do you have a big enough subscriber base where it'd almost be worth it for me to come on? And listen, I'm open to going on. Like I've been on the father-son fantasy football channel a few times when they don't have like any subscribers on YouTube, but they have their podcast, right? And it was smaller, and I have no problem going on that channel because Justin's a good kid. He's a normal dude that I would get along with, and I'm perfectly fine helping out someone like that. But if you're not able to explain when you reach out who you are, what exactly you're reaching out for, what value you're bringing to them, and then telling them exactly where, you know, it's basically backing up the value that you're bringing. Like, okay, I have a following of 13,000 subscribers on YouTube, link that for them so it's easy for them to verify that, right? You don't want to give them any reason to be able to cut out of the conversation or give them any reason to doubt what you're saying or any validity to what you're saying when you reach out to them. That's kind of the point of getting across. That was the email I gave them. I'm prepping for the call, which is now in 22 minutes, and hopefully afterwards we'll have some good news.
The other piece for email drafts, the flow drafts, those, we don't have a scheduler for those. They just kind of get started when the commissioner says, okay, league is full, let's go, start it.
There are no systems really where someone can join. I mean, there are places where people can pick up an orphan league or start a dynasty league, but for the most part, they don't know anyone, or they have no similarities in terms of like being in the same audience, right? So that's where I kind of see myself bridging the gap and you guys helping me do so.
You know, that's really all I need in order to make these TeamStake leagues.
Call is done. We're good to go. These leagues will be created. It's pretty gnarly. I'll be the first person to ever do this. Ever. Forever, ever. No, but I mean, I'm like first to market doing this. These are like great connections I have, and once they put this more in their business pipeline, I'll be the first person to get access to this. So I'm super fucking excited. My audience is gonna be super fucking excited. I know that. And I'm feeling good, feeling grand. Let's get it. When are the running backs will run their 40 times. Time to watch the combine, write some notes, do some things, do some work. Y'all know. Whoosh. All right, it's Tuesday afternoon, about 4 o'clock, so I gotta wrap this up. This vlog goes out tomorrow. A couple things to leave y'all with. We finally became an LLC. I finally filed my company as a real business entity. It is no longer the Nick Ercolano show. We are an LLC, and the name is just BDGE LLC. I didn't know what to name it actually at first. I wasn't sure if I wanted to name it BDGE Fantasy Football, BDGE Fantasy Sports in case we expanded. You know, up to this point, it was kind of confusing for me to know. That's the reason why I didn't file as an LLC, among a few other reasons, which I'll get into in a sec, was because I had my revenue for me, like personally, coming in from like a multitude of ways, right? I had it coming in through Google AdSense and YouTube and selling products online, and then my marketing clients, right? So I didn't want to make an LLC, call it BDGE Media, because that would sound good to my marketing clients, but then that doesn't really make sense from a fantasy perspective. And then vice versa, if I made a BDGE Fantasy, my marketing clients would be like, what the fuck is this? So I wanted to make sure, I wanted to get to the point eventually where only one of these avenues were going to be my main revenue source. And we are pretty much there with the content creation side of things. And that was always the plan. It was always to have, you know, to be full-time content creator from the start pretty much. And now we've done that. So we are BDGE LLC, and I have a lot of people telling me like congratulations and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, why the fuck are you congratulating me? I didn't earn anything, I didn't do anything. Literally all I had to do was pay $250 or whatever to the state to make me an LLC. This doesn't mean fucking anything for revenue or money-wise. It just means I have to do my taxes differently. The last few months, or the last month or so, I've had people congratulate me twice for things that like you don't need to, like, okay, getting my apartment, right? We signed the lease. Oh yeah, I don't think I told you guys that. Signed the lease for my apartment, which is right over there, on Saturday. So we are officially moving in April 1st. My mom or some of my friends would be like, oh, congratulations on the apartment lease. I'm like, what are you congratulating me on? It's not like I earned anything. It's not like now I just have to pay a ridiculous amount of money via rent. Like, it's a bad thing, to be honest with you. Like, I understand that. That's the same thing with the LLC. It's like, it's not like I passed my LSATs. It's not like I got a job or something. Anybody can literally do this. Like, you can get off this fucking YouTube, go type in become an LLC online, pay $200 and make your own LLC. This is not complicated. Don't get it twisted. Anyone who has an LLC, that doesn't mean shit, except for they gotta file their taxes differently. It's cool in the sense that we're an official business entity, but it doesn't mean fucking anything realistically. It's the same thing when people, you know, spend a lot of money to design a website in the beginning of their business venture, or when they get business cards. It's all meaningless, empty shit that does not actually get to the core value that you're offering your audience. It's all things that make you feel official, right? It's like, oh, I have an LLC. Oh, here's my business card. Look at my website. But at the heart of that, if you're not good at what you do, if your content isn't really good, if you're not able to provide value, none of that stuff means anything. So you could do all of this stuff without this, without business card, without a website. None of that shit has anything to do with your success. So anyways, we became an LLC, we signed the lease. I officially put my rookie Dynasty draft guide on pre-order. So this is like my second big product, I guess you can say. We do the season-long guide, which usually doesn't go up until, we put it on pre-order probably next month, but we don't start publishing it until July 1st. This one we put on pre-order, I don't know why, just like last night, I was like, fuck it, we gonna do it. So the thing with like the pre-ordering is I don't have anything made for this draft guide yet, but you put it on pre-order because money will start coming in if you put it on pre-order. So we put it out last night, posted something on Instagram and Twitter, and we have about 5 sales already, which is pretty gnarly. And I am packaging it at $18 for the Rookie Dynasty guide, and then $23 for the season-long guide. If you get them together, you'll get it for $40. Those are all pre-order pricing. And then as soon as it hits a certain date, I will increase the price on that. So a quick update on that. I'm not gonna get too into like my strategy behind pricing. Maybe I will next episode or something, but I need to wrap this up because I need to finish editing another video for tomorrow, this video, filming Fade the Public in an hour, and just a lot of shit going on right now. So that is all. If you've enjoyed this video at all, like fucking whatever, please hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is the behind the scenes vlogs of my life. So I will see y'all in 2 Wednesdays from now. But if you watch my fantasy videos, then I'll probably see y'all tomorrow, I guess. I don't know. Bye.